the most visible, perhaps. We are so many here, and we had other festivals sold out just a few days before, and there will be other festivals in the next few weeks. They will be very busy, and so that's also a big change. It's becoming very big, and perhaps the need of these festivals is growing, given the times, let's say.
Thank you.
And also I'm thinking, when it started with electronic dance music, the whole culture, the way it's called rave gatherings, or rave parties. And back then it was not about styles or genres or dividing it into different things. It was just about the music and the gathering. There was no focus on the DJ so much in the beginning. It was just about the dance and the ritual. And then after a few years it started getting divided into styles like drum and bass, house, techno, trance, and so on. And this, I think, was the beginning of the creation of the festival or trance festivals. It was also when around, I think, in mid-90s, when the rave culture became more and more popular, and magazines started writing about it, like Mixmag, DJ, UK magazines, and then they put the DJ in on the cover front and made him to maybe an artist or an icon or a superstar DJ thing, and then this phenomena grew, and out of that we had club culture, and what used to be disco became Eurodisco, and then it became clubs and that environment. And during that time, also the trance festivals started, psychedelic trance festivals such as this. So I think that was the beginning of the festival on the music. Yes.
Yes, I think I agree with you guys. You explain quite well. And for sure, since also I started to follow this kind of music, everything is changed in a very big way. And I would add only that I feel and I think that the growth of our scene, to call it like that, is also due to the fact that it's not just music. Of course, it's the music, but I think our scene, our Psytrance movement, how to call it, carries also some values. And around these values, a lot of people joined, and of course also found the music interesting and funny. And that's why I think Psytrance music has been growing so much. And at the same time also changing a lot, like you just said, developing in many different sub-genres, is because so many influences have come into the Psytrance, also from all the other musical worlds. Many times when I listen to a track, I can hear inside some rock and roll, some dub, some classical music, and yeah, all these influences have made our scene, Psytrance music, to bloom somehow and come out in many different aspects and yeah, outputs.
Thank you. As Markus was pointing, it's quite common to interpret these kind of gatherings as sort of transformative rituals, for the people that are coming. And one of the most important part of this is the dancing, so the dance floor. And of course, the DJ is guiding the dance of the people. So it has been said it is a sort of techno shaman or some sort of master of ceremony. How do you feel like your position as a DJ in this kind of context?
Well, I will give a not very spiritual answer to this. For me, it's very important to do not think about this. Of course, I'm there, and I'm providing. I see it as providing a very important service. I don't know, and of course, when I finish, and I did manage to provide what I wanted. I feel what you said, but before, for me, it's just a quite technical thing. It's just studying, selecting, trying to imagine it, by myself, what can make people happier, what can make people having a fantastic moment. But I can't really focus on me as how I will choose and I will be their shaman. I will be the one selecting music because I've been studying so much, and I can be useful for that. That's the way I see it. Of course, I also sometimes, especially I have to say, in either very big events like this one or in very small events, you really feel that you have given something way more important than just a bunch of good tracks or a good time. And I really like that. I try to focus on really give a wow experience. But to do so, I cannot think of myself as a shaman. I have to think of myself as a mouse laboratory, how you say, library mouse that has to go through lots of tracks and try to, or music, or DJs, in this case for Ozora, for the dome, for the stage. So, I don't know, it's nice to see it. I guess for a musician, maybe it could be that, because the musician is really creating music and is spontaneously, speaking to you, talking to you. I'm actually selecting music and select music for the festival. I cannot think as a shaman. I have to think as good musicians and stuff like that. I can't see myself as a real techno shaman, even though I like techno.
I totally agree with what you say. I think when I went to my first rave, everyone was so kind and open and warm, and that became like a rule to me, how to behave on the dance floor or the meetings with people. And back then, you didn't have the DJ on the stage. It was not something you were looking up to. It was the speakers, it was the music, it was the dance. The DJ was in the corner somewhere you couldn't see, the selector. And it was not about what we would call maybe ego. It was about the music, wanting them to have this joy experience. It's a fantastic experience, like you say.
It was actually important, sorry. It was actually more important not to see the DJ. Because the view of the DJ or whatever performance it's happening on the stage is actually taking out a lot of our concentration and of our attention. So for some specific ritual dance, actually not seeing the DJ, or I might sound not very popular, but not having big visuals, it actually makes the experience with music way stronger.
Yes, I agree. But yes, maybe nowadays these festivals is so aware, and there's so much spiritual tools to learn, workshops and things, and also the recent years, techno shaman or the guide, the one to heal the people. I don't know. Big responsibility, and I want to be in the corner, I think.
Yes, also myself, I don't really see myself as a music shaman in that way, but I'm well aware of the power of music, and so personally I always feel a very big responsibility when I have to DJ, because I know for experience that the music is a travel, and so for me, when I am on the dance floor, I need to have a DJ who make me travel through time and space and forget everything around myself and get into the music. So I really wish to be able to do the same when I play myself a DJ set, but not really thinking about any spiritual, from any spiritual angle, not because I don't want that, but because I think that is a personal choice or development of each of us, because somebody go to the dance floor only to have a good dance, and somebody go to the dance floor to have some kind of active meditation. And the trick is this, to try to make everybody happy. So yeah, it's the power of music that I think we all know, how it can change our mood, how it can make us happy or sad, and in that way, yeah, is a very spiritual thing, music in itself. So each of us have to explore it in the way one thing is the best for himself. Yeah. And what to say, myself, yeah, when I play the music, what I want to transmit, yeah, transmitting good music, so good that the people, they forget to go to the toilet or they forget to go to the bar to take a drink. So transmitting good music, so they are there and they don't go somewhere else.
Thank you. Okay, concerning technical issues, we have a bit more on that kind of aspect. What's your setup when you play? How do you like to play? What do you use? Like, what do you think is nice to use? Do you do live or DJ set?
Okay, I'm not so complicated. When I play, I try to mix all the mediums. I started using the vinyl and the Pioneer players and the computer and MIDI controller, and combining these different mediums. Yes, that's how I do it.
As him, I combine digital and analog, but I'm not using a laptop anymore since 3 years. I'm back to DJing manually and using my ears to synchronize tracks. I don't use much effects anymore because I don't believe on them anymore. I use them a lot, but I still believe in a great track. So I think when you have a great track, you don't really need much effects or loops, or because the artist like him who made it, he has already used a lot of effects. But then, of course, at the same time, I'm a DJ, and I really like DJs that try to make something special out of that mixing. So Azim, even if he's also a producer, I'm just a DJ. I try to combine everything, analog, digital, and but still using my ears and my hands to actually synchronize. And people appreciate it much more. The digitalization of DJing and of everything, actually, also I guess with photography, has brought a lot of perfection for sure, and a lot of possibilities and a lot of chances. But on the other hand, is taking away a little bit the human contact. So now we have algorithms choosing music for you. This is what's happening on Spotify. This is what's happening on even Beatport. When you buy a track, they tell you that's what other people bought, because there is an algorithm that is calculating in real time what other people has clicked. And I think it's all good, but we have to, kind of maintain a little bit of human touch. And sometimes human mistakes, are even make a set or a live set or a DJ set much better, or even a performance in a theater. How many times we've seen a little mistake or I don't know, something happening, and we actually enjoy that more. So I went back to say this. I went back to really manual DJing and struggling and sweating, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm DJing, so I'm not a producer, so it's quite simple for me. I use CD player with CDs, and sometime now with a USB key. And now, for add a little note to what Josko was saying about making mistakes, I was reading some time ago that he was kind of getting popular in some EDM scene or some big, millionaire DJs of pop EDM, that is getting popular to have some mistakes during the set, because so to kind of show that that is real, that is not fake, or yeah. So I'm not a big EDM DJ or something like that, and I also make mistake because I play with the CD and live.
In 2015 I was playing in the Dome, and I think it was a very good set, and I was so happy with the set that I actually almost forgot to mix a track. So I looked at the player and it was 15 seconds, really not a good situation, and so I put the other track on and it was really bad, and so I was running after the track and people loved it, and it's recorded and it's really not good in the recording, but there it was fantastic. People actually cheered me up and tried to support me.
Finding yourself and all these tools, it's already here. It's been like this for a few years, and of my traveling around the world, I've seen this in Australia, in Japan, and in everywhere, and it's growing, and it's beautiful. So yes.
Okay, so it's your turn. Can you raise your hands if you have questions?
Hello. For the last few years, for many years, I always end up discussing with friends interested in music about why, especially these big events, have they book an artist from the other side of the world and just give him 1 hour. We talk about the journey in the music, but if you give them just 1 hour, it's very limiting, right?
I might be a bit egocentric and selfish, but in the Dome we have 3-hour sets, 4-hour sets. I totally agree. First, let me say I agree with you. I totally agree with you, and it's not a good tendency. It reflects a sort of plastification of performances that we see on television and stuff. I agree with you.
I think it's also more connected